Hey, everybody. Good to see you. It is a good, beautiful day here in Oklahoma. I don't know how it is where you're at. I think where Mischief is at, it's been kind of rainy or something, I think. Kind of yucky weather. So, anyway, I'm kind of giving it just a minute to let those notifications go out and we're going to get started. We've got a guest today, and I'm always excited about having guests. You know how that is. So, Glorfindale West, it is good to see you. Keep my shorts. Ooh, repotting pepper plants. That sounds exciting. We are starting our garden a little bit. We planted some strawberries, or I say we, as if it's the royal we or something. Mark planted some yesterday. We try to increase our strawberries every year because our grandchildren like them more and more every year. So, but this year I know that Heat My Shorts likes the hot stuff, but Um, I have you ever had those jalapenos? They've got different names, but there's absolutely no heat to them, and they're not just like a sweet pepper. They taste exactly like a jalapeno, but they don't have any heat, and since I have so many stomach problems, that's what I have to do now. So, Mark, he likes the hot stuff, and so do our grandkids. But, yeah, I don't know, we always grow tomatoes and peppers and onions and squash and that kinda stuff, and lots of, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries. We've got fruit trees, we're just a little bit of everything, so, anyway. Yeah. Evie, it's good to see you too. Yeah, Eat My Shorts. I love strawberries. I absolutely do. Well, and my grandkids do too. Mark will be planning on, having some strawberries, and he'll know that he's got, like, all these strawberries coming that are, just about ripe, and he'll go out there to get them, and, there's nothing there. Oh, you had a heatless habanero. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to look for that. I've never heard of that, which I had never heard of the jalapeno ones until last year, so I, um, I really kinda like it. I make a lot of salsa and stuff, and so I like to make some that's completely mild, and then I use other things to, other peppers to add the more heat that I want in the different levels, so I will look that up, I really will. I am excited. Mark will be excited too because he really likes habanero peppers, so anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So, I'm Susie, and I wanna welcome you to But First Coffee with Susie Oberholtz, which is me, obviously. Today, we have a special guest that I'm really excited to get to know better, and, we're gonna talk about a subject that's very unlike our normal streams, but I'm excited to bring this to you all. I think that it'll be something that you might learn something, or it might be of help to somebody that you know, and I just think that it's an exciting, um, topic, and I hope that this kind of starts a trend. I'm really, really wanting to start a trend of our viewers sharing their stories. We've got some amazing viewers, y'all, and I call it my kick-ass audience because y'all just, like, really it's amazing what some of you have gone through and accomplished. So, whether you've been in a cult or another high control situation, or like today's guest, you've dealt with a physical limitation, um, and you didn't let that get you down, or your determination take a nosedive, that is amazing, and I'm so proud of all of you, and I'm proud of my guest today. I've had some physical limitations since the chemo. If I walk for very long now, like in a airport, say, or a long walk, like, then I have a walker that I use now, and that's something that I was never used to, and I hate it, but you know what? If it means that I can get up and still do my stuff, then I'm glad for it. So, anyway, so today, we're gonna have Nicole Dulongo, and according to her bio, y'all, she's a I'm tongue-tied. a disability advocate dedicated to raising awareness for cerebral palsy and selective dorsal, I'm probably going to say it wrong, rhizotomy or SDR, which is a life changing surgery for adults like herself and children with CP. In 2021, Nicole started a campaign to get the White House to light up in green. And if you notice, I have on green and my light is lit up in green on March 25th for National Cerebral Palsy Awareness Day. Her efforts led to a tweet that has over 60,000 views, and that led to a movement and a change.org petition, which received over 40,000 signatures in less than 2 months. In 2019, Nicole created the Go Green for CP campaign. She became the first person ever without compensation or prior experience. And this was a solo endeavor to secure at least one building or landmark, that sort of thing, in almost all 50 states to light up green on National Cerebral Palsy Awareness Day, which is March 25th, which is tomorrow, y'all, and World CP Day, which is October 6th, with lightings in 3 different countries. I am just so in awe of her. Just a one person campaign like that is just amazing. So, Nicole has been published in multiple newspapers, been featured on news programs, including the Today Show, and she authored a book of poetry, and she even had the honor of interviewing Maurice Bernard from General Hospital, which isn't he quite the looker? Yeah. Anyway, he advocates for mental health. So that's something that we're very interested on here, right? Very interested in that on here. So I don't know how we happened to get so lucky to have her stumble onto our little channel, but I'm thrilled about it. And I am honored to introduce to you all Nicole Luongo. Hold on. There we go. Hi.
Hi, Susie.
Hi.
Thank you
How are
for
you?
having me today.
No problem. I'm just honored to have you.
Oh, well, I'm honored to be here, and I appreciate, like I was telling you before, you wearing green. Your microphone is in green. I think you're awesome, and I'm grateful that I stumbled across your
I
lovely
am
community.
too. I am too. So I was looking and I thought for a second, I was like, oh, people are lighting up in green, but that's some of the channel members.
Yes, please subscribe to
Okay.
Susie's channel and make sure you share this out, which I did while you were
Yes.
talking and making me hungry
Thank
with
you.
talking about making salsa because I cook too. I haven't made my own salsa, but I love cooking in my Instant Pot.
Oh, I love my Instapot. I absolutely love it. I know one day my mom was like, this is before she passed away, and she was just like, I am craving. She wanted just some pinto beans. She just wanted like pinto beans, and we do it the way that we started doing it. And I grew up in California, and the way that all the Mexican Americans there would do it was they would put hamburger meat and onions and tomatoes and all this stuff in it. And it was like a soup, and it was so good. And that's what she wanted. So she goes, oh, it just takes all day to cook it. And I said, I'll be back. And I left and I came back an hour later and I had her a
Right.
big pot of these beans. And she was
Right.
just like, how did you do that? And I'm like, oh, it's my Instapot, mom.
Yep. It's magic.
Yes, I have put frozen roasts in there, and just within minutes, I have a
Oh.
meal, and I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Mhm.
So yeah, we're having more and
Oh.
more people come in. It's good to see all of you all coming in. Um, if you didn't hear before, this is my friend Nicole, and she is an advocate for cerebral palsy, and we're going to get started talking to her. And what I like to do is just have a conversation as if we're just a couple of friends just sitting here visiting with a
Yeah.
few others that happen to chime in every once in a while. So if that's good for you, then I'll just let you get started and you can kind of just, I'll pop in every once in a while and ask something or add something or whatever. So
Sure.
just whatever you want to talk about.
Well, you were letting people know some of the things that I've achieved through my bio, and I know you wanted to know about a little bit about my years growing up. I was
Mhm.
born in 1973, so I'll be 52 in June. And when I was growing up, I mean, you really didn't hear about cerebral palsy or really any other
Yeah.
disability from my standpoint, anyway.
I didn't either.
And I grew up in a large, I'll just be honest, a very dysfunctional family, but large. We happen to be Italian. I'm the youngest of 11. I have 6 brothers and 4 sisters. I'm the
Oh my
only
gosh.
person. Yeah, I know, let that sit in, right?
Wow. I
Uh,
remember
I
hearing that though. I remember. Yeah.
I'm the only person in my family with a physical disability, although one of my brothers, he's hearing impaired.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a food server, an excellent food server. I don't know
Oh,
how he does his
wow.
job, but because he can't even hear people most of the time, but he's excellent at what he does, and I love him very much. But
Mm.
disability wasn't talked about, so I just lived my life like any
Yeah.
of us would do. And I knew that I had, obviously, I walked different. That was something that was evident. And I just tried to do the best I could with my
Mhm.
limitations, and I was an excellent student. So that helped me, because
Absolutely.
there's different severities to cerebral palsy, like anything
Mhm.
else. And I always tell people, look, it was a luck of the draw. I had nothing to do with it, because thank God my speaking voice was not affected, because there are
Yeah.
people, adults and children with CP, where
Absolutely.
their speech is affected or they cannot speak at all.
Mhm.
So the way I look at it is, I say, hey, God God gave me a gift. I mean, yes, there are limitations, but I basically think of myself as a person who has one foot in the normal world
Yeah.
and another foot in, like, in the neurodivergent world, because
Yeah.
I can do everything that I need to do. I live independently. I always have. For the majority of my life, I have to do everything for myself. I'm on my own, and I
Uh-huh.
thank God every day that I can do that, because there are people, whether they have disabilities or not, that
Mhm.
can't do that.
Absolutely, because I know that I mean, I'm finding that even with the little bit of a disability that I've got now because of all the chemo. I had 52, um, treatments in a row, and then I had, another
Bless you.
6 months of
God
once a
bless
week
you.
of every week. So I've had a lot of chemo in the last year and a half. And it affected my muscles and everything
Sure,
and my
sure.
neuropathy. I can't feel my feet most
Oh,
of the
yeah.
time. And so that's why I was
Mhm.
saying, that I sometimes walk with a walker. So I'm
And
not
there's no
exact
shame in that, Susie. There's
No,
no shame in
no.
that.
It is hard. It's difficult whenever
It's
I'm
hard to get
58
your
years old.
mind
Yeah.
right, right. But
Yeah.
but liken it to this. People with CP who are in wheelchairs, they say it gives them freedom. No, we're not bound.
Absolutely.
We don't like that term,
Absolutely.
wheelchair bound, to give people a little bit of an education, because that sometimes I have
Mhm.
to learn these things too.
Mhm.
With
Oh, you muted yourself.
But it's funny, I
There
don't
we
hit
go.
anything. All of a sudden, it's like immediate, and it came out of my ear, so that was a
Yeah.
little bloop, but we can laugh at it, it's funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
With
I
it.
think that it helps a lot with in my situation anyway, because, you were touching on a little bit that, back whenever you were a child, and I'm older than you, but, when we were children, we really didn't hear a lot about disabilities or anything, and sadly, a lot of people that were disabled were kind of kept at home, and,
Right.
it's just,
Mhm.
it's so
Yeah.
sad, and I think that because so many people are out in the open now,
Mhm.
it makes it easier for those of us that at later in life come into this world and have to have a little help here and there, so,
Right. Because a lot of
I think
people
that
don't
it's
yeah, a lot of people don't realize that the disability community, I forget what the percentage is, but, you know, it's a pretty substantial amount of people, and anybody can be disabled at any time in their lives.
Uh-huh.
Just like you are finding out
Yeah.
going through cancer, but it could be anything. So,
Absolutely. An accident, an
an
illness.
accident, an illness, something you're
It is just
born with or you acquire,
mhm.
you just don't know. So,
So did you went to regular public school or
yeah. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Regular public school, graduated from college, the whole thing.
Mhm.
So, yeah. And then around I'm sorry to hear that your mom passed. This made me
Uh-huh.
think of my mom too, because my mom did as well. And I
Oh.
was a caregiver for her. She had Alzheimer's, and she died in January of 2016, and like by the time
Mhm.
2018 rolled around, like I was just not I wasn't in a good space. I needed something to do. So
Yeah.
this leads me into the Go Green for CP thing that
Yeah.
you were talking about in the intro. Listen,
Which is so exciting.
I did not know. I don't know anyone. I don't have a team. I don't have people. This is You're looking at it. This is it.
Yeah.
But what I have a lot of skill.
Mhm.
I know I'm good with computers. I can research anything, find anything. So I said, "You know what? I'm home anyway."
Mhm.
But, and the reason why I started doing this, and I didn't know if it was going to work. I just said, "Hey, let me try it." The reason, Susie, is because cerebral palsy is the most common disability in childhood, but it gets the least amount of attention. There's no federal funding for it, and
Mm.
I have been trying for at least, I don't know, 5 years now to get the national news shows to announce what month
Uh,
March is, what day March 25th is. They just don't
yeah.
care. They just don't. I cannot get them to do it. I cannot get them to do it.
Which is so amazing to me.
I'm not
I don't
famous.
know.
I mean, I'm just gonna be
Yeah.
real with you and your
Yeah.
audience. I am not
Yeah.
famous. Nobody knows who I am unless I'm in your face telling you who I am, or nice people
Mhm.
like you say, "Hey, will you come on and share your story?" No, other than that, nobody knows who I am, and I don't have a viral video. That's what
Yeah.
everything is today, and not everybody's on TikTok. I'm not. I have no desire to
Yeah.
be on there. I'm on
I
other
don't either.
social media, but I don't think it's fair that those of us like you and people in your community, everybody has a story, but give people a
Absolutely.
chance. Give them a chance, because I'll tell you what,
Absolutely.
I was on local TV for my book. I'm
Mhm.
a great interview. They're not gonna find a better guest than me. But if they won't give me a chance, they don't give me a chance. I have to do things like, when they say, if you don't have a seat at the table, create your own table.
That's right.
Basically, that's what I do. So I said to myself, okay, the media doesn't care about this. What could I do? I
Mm.
figured it had to be so big that there's no way they could ignore it. Well, they did ignore it, but I did it anyway, because I mean, I
They'd have
said
to
to
have
myself, yeah, because what I before I started my own campaign, I was working with two other people, and you'll understand why I'm telling you this story. I basically got backstabbed, not because we were
Oh.
doing that, not because of that, but the friendship disbanded, and I said, "Well, I'm still doing my thing. I don't care what they're doing. I'm
Mhm.
doing my thing." And I just for 6 this project took 6 months of my life.
Wow.
Susie, I had to read. People don't they have no clue what I had to do. I mean, I got places like the Superdome in New Orleans, the stadium
Yes. I
to
know, I
light up.
was
I
reading
mean,
the list.
if you look at the list, you'll say to yourself, "How the heck did this girl? I don't even know how I
I
did it."
know.
And I was there, but like people don't realize. Let's say your house that I wanted to. Okay, I want to. Let's say you owned a. Let's just make up a story. You own a bed and
Mhm.
breakfast, and I'm gonna see if this woman's gonna participate. I need to find out who the owner of
Uh-huh.
that bed and breakfast is, how to contact you, if you have a maintenance person, or like, and you have to go through
Yeah.
real estate stuff, because if it's a building, it was crazy. Like, you have no idea. And I'm the kind of person, I don't just email somebody once. No,
Yeah.
no. If an email comes back, I'm like, well, that's not the right way to contact Susie. I better get
Yeah.
I better get sleuthing and find out how to talk to her because it's the only
Uh-huh.
way to see if this building can get lit up. And, I would have had all 50 states, but 2 places totally forgot about it and they didn't do it.
Oh.
And I was like, at one place, the maintenance guy coincidentally had CP himself.
Oh, no.
And I would email people reminding them, and I thought, don't people
Oh.
have sticky notes or calendars? Say, hey,
Yeah.
today we're going to turn this switch on and, light up. So what
Oh,
ended up happening, trying to think now, in in 30 days, I had 30 states. I wrote about it somewhere, but I said to
yeah,
myself, the universe is telling me something. If,
absolutely.
if if all these doors are being opened to me and this is happening, I said I got to keep going. So I just kept going.
That's amazing. That is so amazing. I just
But I
my hat
couldn't
is off
see
to
I
you.
oh, thank you. I could not get any media to I couldn't the national media, they make it really hard to even
Oh, yeah.
contact like, I'm sure you know because I know you work in the
Mhm.
you have a experience in writing for
Yeah,
newspapers, I believe,
yeah.
but, like, they don't want you to contact them, so it's not like they have, like, "Here, email this," or but anything I can find,
Mhm.
I tried, but they didn't even have the
Oh.
common courtesy to reply back or
Oh,
with an
no.
automated thing, just even an automated thing saying, "Hey, we got your
Yeah.
email, like, thanks, whatever." But I just kept plugging along, and before I knew it and I made myself get a backup for every state because listen, Susie, you can't
Yeah.
people can say they're gonna do things all the time. If
Absolutely.
everybody did what
Absolutely.
they said they were gonna do, the world would be a much better place.
Oh,
But
I know.
I know it's very different, so I said, "Hey, listen, I'll just get 2." I mean, you saw the list, so you do know there were
Yeah.
states where I had
Oh,
7.
yeah.
I think
Oh, yeah.
Massachusetts was, like, the top 1 or one of the top whatever I could do, but it took so much work that I
Mhm.
said, not knowing that 2020 we were gonna enter a pandemic where no one
Yeah.
was gonna be able to just do anything anyway. But after that, I said, "I'm not doing this anymore." Because people one of my sisters just asked me, that's how out of touch she is, because we don't really communicate much. She's like, "Oh, are you still trying to get buildings to light up?" I said, "No, I haven't done that since 2019." Because Listen it listen, if it's like Cuba Gooding Jr. and, in the movie, "Show me the
Yeah.
money," if you're gonna show me the money and pay me the money to do this work,
Yeah.
let's talk, but I did it all for free. I
Mhm.
didn't have super chats. I'm saying that
Yeah.
to joke with you because we know
No,
some of
I
the
know.
other stuff that we talk
Yeah.
about on this channel, but I didn't have, any of that. It was just good old fashioned
Yeah.
pull up your sleeves and get your computer and get to work.
I'm surprised that you haven't been, contacted by some of the bigger organizations
They
and
don't
just
know who I
mm,
am.
that
Well,
is
well,
crazy.
I will say one of the organizations which I do not support at all, they're the ones that come up when you Google cerebral palsy. They are the
Mhm.
worst. They are the
That's how it is
worst.
with
And
breast
they
cancer stuff.
I'm sorry to hear that. No,
Yeah.
I don't like when I hear that because, they said they wanted to collaborate with me. They lied to me.
Mhm.
That was a whole thing. And oh my god! And then like they're under different, I think board members or whatever, but they tried to steal some of my stuff on because
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
I my hashtag is what CP looks like,
Uh-huh.
and they tried to steal
Ugh.
it's hard to explain, but and I like ripped them a new one, man, because if you
Oh,
look up
yeah.
public record, their salaries are like 6 figures.
Oh,
And I'm
wow.
like, "Your board of directors, you make 6 figures and you're asking people to buy t-shirts to wear green and where does the money go? Where does the
Yeah.
money go?" I haven't received a
Mhm.
cent from any of these cerebral palsy, you know,
Yeah.
nonprofits. All the money goes to them. I'm sorry. Even the ones
That's
who
how it
say, "Oh,
is.
we're doing research." Okay, great. I think that's perfect. But
Absolutely.
how does that benefit me?
Absolutely. It's
So,
the same kind of thing with breast cancer, that, the Susan G. Komen deal.
oh
Everybody
yeah.
wants to donate to that and everything, and I can't say enough bad about it. I
Oh,
mean, it's
see that
just, they
that's what people. Yeah,
You know,
people don't
I
realize
yeah,
that's why I encourage people, find a place where you live,
yeah, and do
be
something
well,
there.
and
Yeah.
locally, because they're really the ones who need the money.
Mhm.
Susan G. Komen, they have all the powerful
Oh, yeah.
backing of the
Yeah.
names and the
Oh,
resources,
yeah.
and it's wonderful everything they do. Wear pink and all
Mhm.
that. I'm a supporter of all that. I think that
Yeah.
all disabilities
They
should have their
really,
due.
one of the they there were several different instances that irritated me, but the last one that I finally kind of ripped them a new one was, I, um I never got any I didn't ask for any help. I never asked for any kind of help, I didn't need it. I mean, we do well, I didn't need help. I've got good insurance, we make a good
Oh, good.
living, the whole bit. And, anyway, but whenever it was all kind of said and done, they came back and they wanted to use my pictures as somebody that they had helped, and I
Mhm,
said,
mm.
"But you didn't
Uh,
help me." And
oh,
they're
yeah.
like, "Well, you're a" because I had really drawn
Mm.
because I had the newspaper, and so I had drawn a lot of
Right,
attention, at least in our state, and
right.
so, they wanted to, like, use me, and I'm
Piggyback
like,
on, yep, yep,
yeah, I'm
yep.
like, "No." I was like, "You don't
Mhm,
need me. You know, I don't need
yep,
you either, but I did send
yeah.
some people to you, and you didn't help them either." So
Oh, and see, with I will name the one that I do not want people to support. They're called the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. Do
Uh-huh.
not support them.
Yeah.
They I was part of a they they wrote an article for the Mighty. I'm actually published, like, I have 11
Mhm.
articles published with the Mighty, and anybody I know Keela, she shared something on her Facebook page from the Mighty.
Mhm.
If anybody in your community, if they're writers and they have any type of disability, the Mighty will publish you. You just have to
Cool.
submit, so if anybody's interested in that, they don't pay, of course, because nobody wants to pay.
Yeah.
Why pay people, right? When you can just use their
Yeah.
stuff for clicks. And no, that's why
Yeah.
I stopped writing for them, because I'm like, look, yeah, you have to in the
Yeah.
beginning pay your dues and all that, but at some point you come to me, not them, but a different organization who I do like. They were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, can you write a no, this is another one. Can you write a guest blog post?" And I say, "Sure." "Oh, we can't pay you." And then this woman, you're not gonna believe this. She actually sends me an email and says, "Oh, we're getting a anonymous donation for, like, Susie." It was like for like $100,000. So if you participate in this campaign and you take a picture and use this hashtag, they get money for every one of those. And I said, no. I said, I will not participate in this, because
Ugh,
this is continuing the notion that we don't deserve to get paid.
absolutely.
If I was with that, I was like, no, I have to put my foot down. I don't mind helping people, Susie. I've
Oh,
helped people
yeah, me
my
either.
entire life. And then with
Absolutely.
what you said about using your picture, the same thing. Another one,
Yeah.
I had to remove my story from their website, because then they would build posts around it, but then at the end of the post, they were, like, asking for money. I go, "No,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be part of that." So,
Yeah.
I just think
Yeah.
it's all about
If they
integrity.
can pay great big salaries, they can pay their writers,
That's
you
what
know?
I'm saying. Send me a pen. Send me a pen.
Yeah, anything.
I mean, don't
Ugh.
and I could, and this woman herself has cerebral palsy, and they pay her. So
Oh.
I'm like, they're paying you.
Mhm.
I just sometimes I just get, that's what makes me mad, because they basically, what you said, I hate to say it, but they do use us, because
They
they
do.
know that there's a large portion of people, disabled people, who
Mhm.
listen. We just to see your name out there, like, who doesn't want to see that, right? Like,
Well,
if it's
absolutely.
if it's a byline, or if it's, hey, they're sharing
Mhm.
my story on this page, it gets old after you do it for like 5
Yeah,
years, and those,
absolutely.
so
Yeah. I don't know. People are so weird. They think that like with me having a YouTube channel, I'll get people that, think that I just want my name out there. I just like I'm a
uh-huh.
clout chaser. I'm this or that. And I'm like,
Mhm.
listen, my
Yep.
name's out there. I had an entire hate website made
Oh,
about me.
oh, well,
So that
I
doesn't mean
know.
anything to me. What means something to
No.
me is like sharing your story. I've got a couple other of our audience members that they're coming up in the next couple
Oh,
of weeks that we're
good.
sharing their story. And, I mainly cover Scientology, but I also
Mhm.
want to cover, like like I said, our audience members that are kicking ass,
Yep.
that are doing stuff that people didn't think that
Yeah.
they could do or they didn't know they could
Yep.
do,
Exactly.
or
I'm
or
here to
just
yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
I'm
it's
here to
so
tell
exciting.
people I'm here to tell people that
Just do it.
just do it. Just do it.
Yeah,
Advocacy, there's no rules to it. You can do whatever you want to do, however you
absolutely.
want to do it. And some people would, then I think they expected me that I was going to continue this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, you can do it.
Yeah.
I have blog posts, which I'm sure you've read because you do your
Mhm.
homework, where I list, hey, write to your local TV, do
Yeah.
this. I can't spoon feed
Oh, I
them.
know.
And even if you do that, that still doesn't work. So this year, I said to myself, all right, Nicole, are you going to do anything or not? Are you going to try to get the media for 2 months? I think for no, no, not 2 months, 2 weeks, every day. Every day I did this. I tagged Craig Melvin from the Today Show. He sees my stories because it tells you who sees them.
Mhm.
Good Morning America, CBS News, the list goes on and on. And after 2 weeks, because I posted on my Go Green for CP page, asking people, hey, could you please share this? And didn't get any response. So I said, you know what? If my own community,
Mhm.
they don't want this, I'm not doing it anymore. And then when I tell
Mhm.
people, hey, this is the last year I'm doing it, oh, please don't give up. I said, someone else can do it.
Yeah,
It's not,
absolutely.
I don't hold some kind of power. I'm not the
What it
only person who, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, what surprises me, though, is because, like, since they did it, the ones that lit up the first time,
Mm.
it seems like that would just be on a calendar after that, and they would just
Oh,
do
God.
it.
No, you know
I
why? Because
know.
yeah,
I know.
that's what I was trying to do. See, to me, I don't
Yeah.
care about buildings. I do not care. I just said,
Yeah.
okay, it has to be something big.
Mhm.
And I had one prior lighting, the Seattle Great Wheel, which was World CP Day in
Mhm.
October of 2018. So that's where the idea. I said, "Well, I
Yeah.
got one. I got one. I could try." I said, I don't know about this. Like, I don't really know." And I just said, "I just tried." But the thing is,
Mm.
people gen generally people don't want to do the work.
Mhm.
They'll be cheerleaders for the person doing the work, but they don't really want to do the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the thing, and some people did. Some people
Mhm.
maybe wrote to their local station. Some people got, I think, some bridges or some things or whatever. But
Mhm.
and if people thought they were stepping on my toes, no, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Anybody can do this. Just because I have gotten more than any person ever, born or
Uh-huh.
alive, it doesn't mean anything. It just means
You
that I
stuck
got
with it.
more. Yeah.
And yeah, you stayed really busy for a while.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Ugh, yeah. I was that way with breast cancer. I really, I jumped in
All
with both
in.
feet and,
Yeah.
went all in, and then it is so discouraging. And I'll tell you something that it's like, I know that it has to be incredibly discouraging for it to be the number one, thing for children, and yet, um, gets the least attention. But on the other side of the coin,
Okay. Yeah.
when it's cancer, breast cancer
Mhm.
gets all the attention, and I get frustrated because it makes it like, I had 4 friends in 2 years that died of breast cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Close
Mm.
friends, and there was 5 of us, and I'm the only one, and it's 14 years out. I'm the only
Wow.
one still alive, and all I could think of was, it's not all about, you know, I don't know, the tatas and, save the tatas and fight like a girl and all and I love all the pink stuff. I have a pink kitchen and dining room,
You're
which I
wearing
love.
pink
Yeah,
headphones right now.
I love pink. I love pink. But I loved it before. And there for a while, I completely got rid of everything that I had that was pink or had ribbons or anything on it because I was so frustrated. And so I can see that with you too in a different way. but the frustration can just really dampen your excitement and everything, and it's like, "Give her some help, guys."
Right,
Somebody else pick it up, you know, and
what I did, like I said, nobody has done that. We you
y
know
I know.
how many
I know
foundations there
one
are, and
person.
these people have all the money and all the power. They're
Mhm.
not even doing it. You know why? Because they don't wanna do the work either.
Yeah.
They would rather just
Yeah.
have anonymous donations, make a ton of money in a
Mhm.
very short amount of time, and then they can go on and make more money.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm big into, you know, donating local, like you
Mhm.
said, find something local that helps. Start something local. And, if good grief, if there's 50 states, if 50 people did something local, it might spread that
Yeah.
way, and it would be so
Yep.
much less work than one person trying to
Yep.
do the whole country, and
And
then you even had 3 other countries.
yeah, because that was for World CP Day, yeah,
Yeah.
and there were quite a few people who went to these lightings,
Uh-huh.
and if they didn't do it and take a picture, I wouldn't have a picture of them because most of these
Oh,
places said, "Oh, we don't take pictures of the lighting," and I thought to myself, "Don't they understand public relations?"
yeah.
And I was floored, and I thought,
Yeah.
"Well, I can't be in 50 states all at the same time and different
Yeah.
locate." I mean, I just was grateful for whatever these places were gonna do, but some of these places were, like, big places, and you can't take
Mhm.
a photo? You don't
Yeah.
have I don't know, call me crazy, but I would
Yeah,
think that that
that's
would be,
crazy.
good PR for them, but back a couple of years ago, just to give your audience a different take, because you would think, okay, your local stations, they should like a story like this. They always say
Yeah,
they're looking
absolutely.
for stories. Well, I contacted my local ABC affiliate and got a really rude response back. In fact,
Mm.
one of their anchors, he helped me out. He was national. His name is Louis Aguirre. He used to be on like Extra, like years ago. I think it
Mhm.
was Extra. Or he's phenomenal. And
Wow.
I tagged him, and then I messaged him on Instagram. He said, "Send me an email. Give me all the information." He sent it to his producer, CC'd me. I mean, the guy is class all the way. Okay,
Yeah.
didn't hear anything, and I'm like, "Okay," because what I did originally was I emailed somebody, told them what I was asking for, and they said, "Well, I think it was them, 'Oh, there's too many days now, so if we celebrated them all,'" I thought, "Oh god, here we go again." But they said, "Well, if we wanna do a story, like a health story, then we'll contact you if we wanna do that." And they did do that, but this lady, have you ever done an interview, Susie, with somebody and you go click into Zoom and they don't have their camera on? Yeah,
Man, that's
try doing that. Try and
yeah.
not she, and this is an Emmy award winning
Oh my goodness.
journalist, by the way, or because I looked her up because that's what we all do, right?
Yeah.
So, and I couldn't believe it because they wanted to come to my house. It was like the beginning of COVID, or like 2020.
Yeah.
I said, "Nope." I said, "Can we do it on Zoom? I'll provide you any video you want." I have 2 YouTube channels. I got videos of me, how I walked before, how
Yeah.
anything you want, me exercising, whatever. She waits basically the entire month. The whole month is going by, and I'm not hearing from her. So I contact her, and she's like, "Oh, you'll love this. I'm doing a comprehensive story. I'm interviewing a doctor and a mother with a child with CP." And I said, "Oh, so that's the focus of your." I
Mhm.
got her to admit that that was the focus. Without me, there'd be no story because 'cause I'm the one who contacted them.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Okay." And then finally, I think she didn't like that I kept following up with her because, well, if you're gonna interview somebody, don't you have to
Yeah.
schedule the interview? Look, I've
Yeah.
interviewed people myself, and I don't think it's fair. You have to respect people's time.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
one
That's what
day
I
she
did
said,
immediately was like, "What works for you?"
Uh, right,
You
we were
know?
both doing the same exactly.
Yeah.
So I get an email one day, "Oh, are you available at 2?" Like, I only had maybe 4 hours, whatever. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm available." I go in, then they didn't send me the link. I had to email her again. I go, "You didn't send me the link." So I get the link. I'm all ready. Doesn't turn her camera on. I've never experienced that before. I
Oh,
felt
that's
like I was
crazy.
talking to myself, but I
Yeah.
realized what they were doing, it was to get audio clips of what I was saying.
Mhm.
So what they would
Mhm.
use in the it was less, I would say less than 5 minutes, Susie. I knew exactly what she was gonna
Mm.
do. I told a friend of mine, I said, "She's gonna come on, she's gonna ask me a couple questions, then that's it. It's not gonna be an interview because she already has her story,
Mhm.
but she has to put me in there because I was the one
Mm.
who wrote to them." So it was not a good experience. How and the person who it was live, and she knows a sibling, a brother of mine who used to teach down here, a substitute teaching. She's been
Uh-huh.
in the industry for years now. They must have put it wrong in the teleprompter because they said my name was Michelle Luongo, and that's not my name. Michelle
Yeah.
happens to be my middle name, and I thought, oh, come on. But I'll give you guys, anybody, a tip out there. If there's anything ever written about you that's there's an error, I emailed I think she's a writer, whatever she would write or whatever. I said, please fix it in the print. Fix it. They can't
Yeah.
fix it on air, but in print, because then it
Yeah.
was on the website. I had to
Yeah.
fix it
Well,
because
that gets you.
integrity is very, very
Yes,
important to me.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And so, I do my best, but this year I didn't I didn't write I didn't write to local stations because when I did for that one during the pandemic, they told me, "Well, don't expect much because we're in the middle of the pandemic." But that same day, they dedicated 5 minutes of airtime because I watched it to talking about the royal family.
Mm.
And all I'm asking for is 15 seconds tops. Like how
Yeah.
if
Just
you
a
don't want to
mention.
I
Run a
wasn't even
ticker,
saying, yeah, I
you know?
wasn't even saying do a story on me, although I know that's what they love to do. They want to find
Yeah.
a local person, which, hey, I'm all for
Yeah.
that. But it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be about me. I have stories. I can look. I'll give them whatever they want.
Mhm.
But so I tried that, and they were rude to me. And the
Mm.
same reporter, you know what I did though? I went back to him, the good one, like the next year. That's how I got the one I was telling you about. And I
Mhm.
said, hey, is this the person I should email? And I gave him the I didn't tell him she was rude. He
Yeah.
he must have seen my reply when I replied back. I said, as a viewer of Local 10 for over 30 years, I'm really disappointed that you can't designate 15 seconds to make an announcement, but have a good day. So
Yeah.
what I did was I said, hey, should I email this person? He goes, no, he gave me somebody else, so that's what I did. And I went to them, and I don't even know, like, if what happened with so many times I try. And in case you were wondering about the Today Show, that only happened because I can't get their attention any other way.
Mhm.
But they have this amazing community on Facebook that's called Start Today.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
one day, I don't know how I missed it because I used to watch their show every morning. I don't have cable anymore. I watch YouTube now, so I
Yeah,
don't
me
see their
too.
show. But so one day I said, "How come I haven't heard about this?" And I had been going through an injury to my hand,
Uh-huh.
so lifting weights was painful. I couldn't do the normal workouts that I do, so I was relying on indoor walking workouts.
Mhm.
And I said, "Oh, I'll join it." And when I joined it, I realized, oh, they pay attention here. The producers are in here. So
Oh,
if
cool.
if you make yourself known, and that's what I did. And I think it was maybe a year later, like I did a Facebook interview with their fitness expert, Stephanie Mansour. She's amazing. She just
Uh-huh.
had a baby. Her and her husband
Yeah.
just had their first child like 5 days ago, or whenever it was. She's amazing. She interviewed me on Facebook Live. And then a short time later, the Today Show interviewed me over the phone and wrote a long form story on me on the
Yeah.
website because they feature Start Today members. So
Oh, yeah.
I was very, I knew what I was doing. Like I don't need motivation to work out. I've been working out for over 35 years.
Yeah.
So I would tell anybody to join because it's an amazing group, just like your group. Kind
Oh.
people. I've made friends. I always like to make more friends because I don't have any locally, and I love people as
Oh,
I'm
yeah, I do
hoping
too.
I'm hoping you can tell. And so, but I had a very calculated reason. I knew that if I saw what it was about, and I saw that they featured members, and I said to myself, one day it's going to be me. Why not?
That's
And they have
amazing.
like I don't know, 75,000 people. I mean, it's crazy.
Wow.
It's huge. It's a
Yeah, I
huge
knew it
group.
was a
Maybe
large
no,
community.
it's like million. I forget now because I'm on there all the time. But
Yeah.
I said to myself, it's got to happen. It happens for other people. Why not me?
Aw.
And I know,
Absolutely.
and I know you
Why
wanted
not
to.
you?
Right. You wanted to me to talk a little bit about. I'm gonna back up for your audience now. Back up to 2013. I was a caregiver for my mom who had
Mhm.
Alzheimer's, and I was at my wit's end. It was not a good situation. I didn't know what to do. I entered this contest that popped up on Facebook and said that if you got enough votes and you won, you would get a cruise. I didn't care about the cruise, but you would get 10 hours of in-home care for your loved one. So I was like, all right, let's do this. And I had people, strangers voting for me. I didn't
Wow.
win. I didn't win. I should have, but I think it was rigged. That's another story. That
Yeah.
because people you were only supposed to be able to vote once a day, and people were telling me
Yeah.
they were able to vote more. But then people who entered way after me got ahead of me. I said, this doesn't even make sense, but whatever. And one day, I would go and check to see if people left, like if somebody left a not a, a
Mhm.
comment. I want to be
Mhm.
able to thank anybody who was leaving
Absolutely.
good, wishes or whatever, voted for me. I wanted to be able to say thank you. And one day I went there and there was this guy and he said, when my sister, she wanted to nominate me, but when I saw your story, I told her that I wanted you to win. And I said, who is this
Aw.
guy? And I go to Bing because Google for some reason wasn't participating that day. I don't know what was going on. So I go to
Yeah.
Bing and I Google this guy and I read in his bio that he had a surgery called selective dorsal rhizotomy.
Oh my
Never heard of
gosh.
it in my life. And get this, I'm one of 11. He was one of, I think, 13, and he was the youngest boy. I'm the youngest girl. We both have CP. I said, what are the chances of
Oh
this?
my goodness. That's
So, me advocating for my mother led me to
isn't
something
that
for
something?
myself, which was not what I was thinking about at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just mind blowing. So I go to this.
Mm.
There's a Facebook page for the group, Dr. Park, who sadly passed away.
Mm.
Well, we're in what last? I forget now. August, just like less than 6 months ago, whenever it was. He's a world renowned surgeon. He was in St. Louis. He was the
Mm.
pioneer of SCR. His
Mhm.
technique, he perfected the technique they use. It's back surgery for people who are wondering. And I went into the group and I saw all these stories and I was like, this is amazing. And I went to the group, I made a short little video thanking them because this guy, Marty, said, oh, I went to the group and told everybody to vote for you. Dr. Park voted for me. I never met the guy in my life. None
Oh
of these,
my
so
goodness.
I said, oh, let me pop in here and saying that thank you. Well, when I
Yeah.
went in there, Susie, I started reading story after story after
Oh, wow.
story of how this surgery helped my child, how I'm an adult and it helped me this way. And I I just couldn't believe what I was reading. And my sister said to
Mhm.
me, well, are you gonna pursue it? I said, no. I said, my insurance, I'm on an HMO. They're not gonna let me do it. I was correct.
Oh.
I did a fundraiser for 6 months. I almost put myself in a mental hospital trying to
Mhm.
figure out if I was gonna have to owe money, all this bull crap that I
Mhm.
shouldn't even had to do. People donated, everything worked out, you know, fine with that. It took a lot. It was crazy. So that's how the surgery came into play, and that's kind of what I became known for. Is because then I was on a mission. I said, "Wait a second." I found out
Absolutely.
about this surgery at 39 years old, almost 40, and at that time the cutoff age was 40.
Wow.
Small ears, I guess. But
Yeah.
so if I never heard about this, and I'm reading all these stories of people who've not heard about it either, I gotta do something. So you'll love this story from the industry that you come from.
Uh-huh.
I was in Kansas City one year visiting my brother. We went to the library. There's this book on the Huffington Post and how to get published with them. Read the whole book. Then I said, you know what? I'm just gonna message Ariane Huffington. She's on Facebook. Couldn't get through any other.
Yeah.
They
Hey.
don't know how to pitch an idea. I just know how to tell you what's going on. I don't know,
Yeah.
I can learn, but this is quicker. So when I messaged her, she answered me back and she said,
Mm.
"Love to have you part of our blogging community." Because at that time they had a blogging platform. They didn't
Wow.
pay you, but they had a blogging platform. The article is still there. That article went around the world. I had people
Oh,
emailing me.
wow.
I've made friends who are adults who had the surgery because
Mhm.
you just.
That's amazing.
And I said to myself, "Look, if 50 people read this, I'll be happy." I had no clue what was gonna happen, but I said, "I have to try because if I didn't know about it and I'm seeing all these other people in the group say,
Mhm.
"Yeah, we didn't know about it either. We just kinda stumbled upon it." I said, "No, I gotta try to do something." So, that's what I did for
Yeah.
that, and
Wow. I'm
yeah.
just, like, so excited. I
I know, you're like,
which
"Where what planet did she go?" I know, I'm on
Yeah.
that. I mean, I know
No, I mean, it reminds me of myself. That's how I do things too. I just, like, jump in
uh,
and,
because, I just
you know?
don't. What people don't really understand is, if not you, who?
Who? Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
what are we doing here? Like, I can say, "Oh, you know, I don't have enough money to do this." Well, I didn't need money. All I needed was my computer and email addresses.
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm not famous." Well, I'm not gonna get
Yeah.
famous, so I either do it do it
Mhm.
not famous or don't do it at all. I mean, 'cause
Mhm.
there's the same amount of hours in the day. We all have. I believe most people, we all have the same access to information.
Mhm. Yeah.
You just
For the
you just
most
have to
part.
be you just have to be willing to get in there
Mhm.
and roll your sleeves up and do the work. And it's gonna take a lot, depending on, like,
Absolutely.
I was crazy. I had a big idea, but big ideas take time, and I have a lot of time. So I
Mhm.
said, try it.
Yeah. I was gonna put this one up too. I thought this was interesting. It's Smile Be Happy says,
Uh,
"Hey all, my mom has CP. She's now 75. She is still walking but has gotten a lot harder as she's gotten older. She finds it hard as many people tend to talk to me instead of her, like that she's stupid."
Oh, hi, smile, be
Yeah,
happy, and please say hi to your mom for me. Yeah, that's another thing that we deal with in the disability community.
I
And
know.
I have not met one person who wasn't familiar with CPE. Someone will say,
Yeah,
"My mom had it. I went to school with somebody. My cousin."
absolutely.
People are aware of it, but what they're not aware of is that, number one, it's not a disease. Some
Yeah.
people think it is. It's not a disease. They think that a lot of times everyone's affected the same. It's not true. They don't realize there's no funding for it. They don't realize that when you're an adult, nobody knows what to do with you.
Mhm.
I didn't get any help when I was a kid. I that's what I forgot to tell you. I had surgery at 4.5. My heel cords were, they call it heel cord lengthening,
Mhm.
because I was like this. I couldn't bend
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
foot. So my mom, she realized when she would put me on a table because she was gonna change me or whatever, I couldn't put my feet flat on the ground. So
Yeah.
that's how they discovered that I had CP, because she took me to a neurologist.
Wow.
So that's how,
Wow.
because I was as smart as a whip. I mean, I was, very
Yeah.
smart. And so, then that led to ankle braces, and then full braces. But I had no physical therapy. Don't ask me. I don't know. I don't know.
Wow.
Pe you know, I mean, because they were doing that at that time, but my family, like I said, 11 kids, I don't know what my parents were told or advised to do, but I didn't get any help for myself until I stumbled upon that in my 30s.
Mhm. Wow.
So, I
That
was
is
just doing the best
amazing.
that I can do, but
Well, you
you
were
know.
already doing pretty well before you had this latest surgery. I mean, you already got around a lot
Oh,
better
yeah,
than
yeah. I mean,
than I
this
do.
but yeah, this surgery, I mean, if you go, because I have 2 YouTube channels. That's why I
Uh-huh,
logged in as What Cerebral Palsy Looks Like, because I have a What
uh-huh,
CP Looks Like channel, and
uh-huh.
my Nicole Luongo channel. That's where you'll find my before, like how I walked before. Because
Yeah,
as you probably know, being a YouTuber, you can't combine 2 channels, and
yeah,
that's the problem. I don't want to, but people, when
yeah.
they see me in the YouTube chats, 'cause, somebody on, not your channel, but I forget, Akila's channel, somebody, they subscribed to Nicole Longo, and I thank them for doing that. But the
Yeah,
Maurice Bernard interview is on the
yeah,
What CP Looks Like
yeah.
channel. So, I just try to do the
Hmm.
best I could. Does anybody have any questions before
I
we break?
see, this one too, it says, "Awakened by the looking glass reflection. I have worked most of the last 5 years for $0. Those who are supposed to represent us rake it in, but I have learned to do and never
Awakening.
expect, and if good comes, it comes. We always made it and always will."
Awakened, I think you're speaking my language and Susie's
Yes,
language as well. You
absolutely.
basically hit the nail on the head, and I think that was the person. I don't know her name or his name, but because we refer to people as their handles, I think
Yeah.
this particular person subscribed to my channel. So if it was you, thank
Mhm.
you. And you just have to. Oh, here's somebody else we know.
Yeah, Hockeytown John. We tried to work with
Hey,
Cerebral
John.
Palsy Foundation of Greater Detroit to get a wheelchair ramp for our daughter, and it was like pulling teeth. They are
Oh,
horrible
John.
to work with. See,
I
that's
don't like
so depressing that
I don't
these
like to
I
hear
mean,
that,
I
John. I
know. I'm
know.
so sorry
Because
about that.
because, before we go, people always say, and I can't stand this, but people don't know. They're like, "Well, what about United Cerebral Palsy?" Susie, they do nothing. They do
Mhm.
nothing, and
Oh, I know.
they recently changed their name. I forget what it's. They still have the logo UCP, but it's,
Yeah.
I forget what it is, because what they focus basically on, like, developmental disabilities. So they do
Yeah.
like an umbrella. It's not just cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
So it's not what people think. Maybe back in the
Mhm.
day, remember who was it? Was it Danny Thomas doing the well,
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis did telethons as well. But we don't have a facing person for CP. There are famous
Yeah.
people who have CP, but they don't
Yeah.
really like. You'll hear about Josh Blue, the comedian. He doesn't do anything for CP.
Yeah.
I mean, they could choose whatever they want to do. But I'm telling you right now, if I had money and clout,
Oh, I know. I
I,
know. I'm
I I
just
would be out there doing something. So I don't know. I'm not here to tell people what to do.
awakened by the looking glass says, "I'm working on a video talking about something similar to this. Serendipity is amazing. Divine timing. We
Hmm.
shall rise." Yay.
Yeah. So before we go, is there anything else you wanted me to touch on, Susie, that I left out?
No, other than, were you
Oh,
worried at
here's my
all
book
about
too.
the oh, yeah, she wrote a book too of poetry. Were you worried about any of the potential risks of the surgery that you had? Because I read that, they can be kind of
Oh yeah.
scary. Yeah,
Um. Uh.
possible paralysis and loss of urinary or bowel
I
function and
wasn't, because Dr. Park is the best in the world, and
yeah.
what I did was I talked to no less than 10 adults, no less. I
Wow.
talked to them on Messenger, I talked to some of them on the phone, and
Mhm.
Dr. Park, oh, he was
Aw.
amazing. He was from South Korea, and he like, when he walked, he, like, glided. I mean, he was such a,
Isn't that
what's the word for
something?
it? I'm on the wrong word, but unassuming person, just a
Yeah.
gentle soul who had this
Mm.
extraordinary talent, and he operated on kids and adults all over the world,
Oh
all over the world.
my.
He was so beloved. So, yeah, I mean, I looked into those things like as anybody would. You going in for a major surgery, but I knew he was the best, and
Oh.
if
And
someone
so
was gonna
yeah.
open up my spine and operate on me, because I've never had the only surgery I've had in my life is the one I told you about when I was 4.5.
Mhm.
So I'm as healthy as a horse. If anyone's got wood near them, please knock on it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, you're gonna cut open my spine, you're gonna be the best.
Oh.
But I had to fight to get him because I didn't have any money.
Yeah, yeah.
I had to switch to original Medicare, that was the only way. I had to drop my
Oh.
HMO. Yeah, people just they just don't know. They just
Mm.
people who know me, of my they're not surprised at my determination because they know me, right? And people who
Mhm.
don't know me, they're like, "What? How is she doing?" I don't know how I do this. I just know that
Yeah.
I think it's part of my DNA to fight. Maybe because
Mhm.
I was born at 2 pounds, 13 ounces.
Oh,
I
wow.
was 2.5 months early.
Oh,
I'll answer that
wow.
question I'll answer that question in
Yeah.
a second. Uh, you know, my
Mhm.
mother, she was 44.5 when she had me. She I think I almost died or something happened there, and
Yeah.
it was by the grace of God that, because she always said, "No, if anything's wrong, like, you save the baby," right? So, to answer Janet from Another Planet's question, she wants to know, is there a surgery to help with cerebral palsy? Yeah, please forgive me, I forgot to. So, there's a surgery called selective dorsal rhizotomy, and the abbreviation for that is SDR. It it's a surgery for adults and children with cerebral palsy who qualify for it. Now, Dr.
Mhm.
Park had certain standards. Now, other doctors, I don't know how they do it, but for adults, like, you had to be completely ambulatory. If you were not, you were not a candidate. In
Mhm.
some rare instances, he knew what he was doing. He would make the call, and some
Mhm.
people, like, if they used a walking stick or whatever, like, I think there was
Mhm.
at least one but by and large, no. If you're an adult, you had to be able to walk in all environments
Yeah.
on your own. So, but there is a surgery, it's life-changing. If you go to the Huffington Post and type in my name, you'll see
Yeah.
you'll read all about that, and I always encourage people. Now, I'm a person who believes in giving people information. I'm not
Mhm.
telling you to have the surgery. I'm not telling you to do it for
Absolutely.
your child. I just believe that we all deserve to have information. Like,
Mhm.
this is how I break it down for people. If, let's say, I had diabetes, I don't. Let's say I
Yeah.
have diabetes. Well, I go to the doctor and they tell me, Nicole, you have diabetes. They're going to tell me, okay, these are a few things that you can do about this. Now,
Mhm.
when you have cerebral palsy, I've interviewed many parents and they've said, "Oh, we go in and it's doom and gloom from day one."
Oh, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
then SDR, like, first of all, a lot of doctors don't even know about it.
Mhm.
And some doctors who do talk down about it when they're completely wrong. They're misinformed. So if you get either of those or that combined, you're thinking, it's what kind of
Mhm.
sentences, you're basically telling these parents who are trying to grapple with the news that you're giving them, but then you're making it sound like, oh, it's
Yeah.
doom and gloom and your child will never walk. That's not always true.
Yeah.
They're not always right. And it doesn't mean walking is a gold standard, but I'm just saying that
No, but
they instill fear when,
yeah.
they could go another way and say, "Hey, there's things you can do.
Mhm.
There's physical therapy. There's different things." So yeah,
Yeah.
they've
I just
come a
think it's
long way that
amazing.
way. But yeah, I just always try to give people hope, and
Oh, yeah.
and I
Absolutely.
and I will say Maurice Bernard is as dreamy as you think he is. Unfortunately, I've never
Yes.
met him in person. I've met him just like you are.
Uh,
When he popped up on my screen, I said to myself, "Holy,
uh,
you know what? I'm
yeah.
interviewing Sonny Corinthos from General Hospital," and it was like the best day of my life. You have no idea.
I
This guy was
bet.
amazing, and he was struggling at that time.
Oh.
He he almost unalived himself
Mm.
during the pandemic. He talks about it openly
Mhm.
on his YouTube channel, State of Mind. Please go check out his stuff.
Oh,
You won't find
absolutely. Absolutely.
he you won't he has guests on. He just had I didn't watch it yet. He just had someone in the mental health field. He said that he's going to be bringing her back once a month and talking about,
Mhm.
like, guest questions and stuff. That man, his heart is so big. I
Mhm.
can't. He and he said anybody who watches the first 10 minutes of the interview, he says right on camera, he said, "I don't say yes to everybody."
Mhm.
I asked him.
Wow.
That's how I got that. People are like, "No, do I know Maurice Bernard? No,
You
I've been
know,
watching him on TV for almost all my life. I don't know the guy.
I always
What did
just
I
kinda feel like the worst thing they can do is say no. I mean
That's my motto. That's my motto. I tagged him on Instagram, and
Yeah,
the person who helps him with stuff like that. I couldn't believe it when I got in my DM. I
yeah,
was like, "Are you kidding?" Because I try a lot of stuff. I say to myself, "This probably isn't going to work," and I don't care if
mhm,
it does. It's up to the universe. And
mhm.
he liked me so much. He gave me extra time.
Oh,
Like
that is
we were
amazing.
slotted for a half hour. He gave me an hour.
Wow. I wanted to thank Sam from After the Bar.
Mm.
He is a new member
Wait a minute, is
to
he
the
in the is he
channel. Yeah, he's in the
Oh, 'cause
chat.
I can't see who's in
Oh,
there. I would be looking away if I was gonna be responding to people that,
yeah.
"Oh, Sam," I was hoping that he would I know he's a busy guy. I was hoping he would tune in, maybe hear a little bit of my story because he's,
Yeah. He's been here all along. He's been here the whole
Oh,
time,
well,
so
listen, let me just say to him, "Sam, we love you," and he'll know
yes.
what I mean. Your live last night,
It was
I
amazing.
was ready to slap somebody at the end. He'll
I
know what
would.
because I mean, don't attack
Yeah,
the guy. The guy was put in the middle of a firebomb situation,
absolutely.
and he's
Absolutely. Now I
handling
had to watch it on the replay. I was
oh,
busy yesterday
yeah.
or last
Yeah,
night
oh,
and didn't
you
get
so
to
you
watch it.
saw it.
Well, I
You
mean, it
know
was about the time it was over was when I started watching
Right,
it,
I know,
so
it was so and I just asked him if he would this is what I said, I'll just ask people, I said, "Hey, can you create a logo for me? Because I wanna get back into podcasting, and you guys will
yeah,
laugh at me. The reason why I haven't done it is because I can't
yeah.
draw, I can't do logo stuff, and I don't know how to edit.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
I'm
"Why
not
is
good
it
at all this
stopping
stuff.
me?" I know, so I said, "Maybe, Sam and I, maybe we can collaborate on something as
Yeah,
far as, like, because
he's
this is amazing."
amazing.
He's amazing, and he's a nice guy. Look,
Yeah,
if you're a nice person, I'll collaborate with you. If you're drama and all this other stuff, it's like, no, I'll do it by myself.
yeah.
Because
Uh,
I don't do jealousy. I don't do drama. I don't have time for
mhm,
that. I'm looking for a real connection, and that's why your community just
mm.
appealed to me because you all have integrity, and that's what I'm about. And you all
We
stick up for each
try.
other.
Oh,
You stick up for
yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I'm like, these are the people that I need because I've had, like I told you, this is why I do everything alone.
Yeah, well, stick around because 'cause I'm telling you, I've had a lot of people already that
Oh,
immediately got a hold of me and said, "Oh, I've seen her on different chats," and,
I think, and
so
this is my book. I have a poetry book. It's
yes.
23 years old. Well, it was published in 2002, and
Mhm.
so I have not been in a cult, but
Yeah.
narcissists. We know a lot of
Absolutely.
narcissistic people, and this book is based on unrequited love that I had for a narcissist, didn't realize that he was a narcissist.
Yeah.
You're in way too deep. You're like, oh, this person's charming. And then the bulldozer hits you, and you're like, oh, they've had me on a string for 10 years. This is fun.
Yeah.
But I got a book out of it. I wasn't planning on writing one, but
Yeah.
it just started coming. I would write them down, and here we are. It's called Naked Desires. You can get on Amazon. So,
So,
yeah.
Davy says, "What's her screen name?" On here, it's just your name, isn't it, on Facebook?
And here it's just and I remember seeing Davy in
Uh-huh.
chat, so hi to you. It's just my name, Nicole
Yeah.
Luongo, and I think it's on your
Mhm.
screen so you can
Yeah.
see how it's spelled, but like I said, I do have 2 YouTube channels. The main one, I want to be what CP looks like, but YouTube makes it difficult. You can't combine channels,
Mhm.
you can't like, I was trying to figure out how to take videos from one channel and put them on another. I figured it out a few years back, now I forget how to do it, but when you do it, Susie, you lose all the views you had originally, which is like,
Yeah.
"Okay, whatever," but
Yeah.
yeah, but I would love to get back into interviewing because in 2021, when I interviewed Maurice, I made the mistake of not doing it on my channel. I
Oh,
worked
yeah.
for a nonprofit that oh my god, they
Oh.
were and they so it was on their channel, but they're kind of, they were getting investigated by the feds for
Mm.
Medicare Medicaid
Oh
fraud or
my.
something. So I don't think they're looking at what I'm doing. So I took it and I put it on my channel because I'm like, I did the work. It was
Yeah.
me. And they had nothing to do with me getting the interview. I was just working for them and I thought, hey, this would be a great idea.
Uh-huh.
Maurice, to
Yeah.
pub, because
They're
he's
they're
huge name.
asking me in the back office if you could name the surgery again.
Uh, do you want me to put it in this chat here
Yeah, you could.
in the
Yeah, you
studio,
could.
or is that where would I help you?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if you would see it or who would see it.
I'm not sure.
All right, I'll put it. It's called selective dorsal rhizotomy (SDR),
Mhm.
and I put it in there.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll help you. So, do you see any other questions coming through? I don't want to
Uh,
forget anybody.
hold on just a second.
But thank you all for tuning in, and when I get a chance, I will go through the replay and see if I missed anything. But I just think it's
Yeah.
really cool to be able to
I think I put it in
talk
there, but
to.
I'm not
Yeah, you did.
sure.
I put it in there, and then you put it in there too. Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay.
I
Um, I am just so happy to have got to speak to you, and
same
I wanna keep
here.
in touch. I wanna keep in touch and maybe have you on again
No,
sometime and just see what we can do,
definitely.
see if we can get some
I think
help in here.
Yeah, I think all of us, like you said, a lot of talent
Oh, yeah.
between Awakened and Looking Glass, Davy, Sam, all some of your other regulars,
Uh-huh.
Mischief Managed. I don't know who else is here because I can't see, but I know we all
Yeah.
have a story. We all have talents. Don't let anybody
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you that you
Lord
don't.
Lo
And if you do have a disability of any kind, you are worthy and you're not less.
absolutely. Lord Kiss Freak is here too. You might know Lord Kiss Freak.
That name sounds familiar.
And there's just a lot. There's, like,
From
a
last
lot of
name.
people in here. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I
So, anyway, I am gonna go ahead and let you go unless you've got
me
anything else you wanna add, and, I just
no,
thank
I
you
think
so much, and then I'm gonna speak to my audience for a little bit, so I'll just go ahead and when you go out, you can just go ahead and go, and then I'll probably email you later tonight.
we're friends, so, let's
Okay.
keep in touch. Thanks,
Yeah, uh-huh.
thank we forgot to say, I know it's on the thumbnail, but tomorrow is National Cerebral
Yes.
Palsy Awareness Day. I'm wearing my friend's shirt. She designs. These are all her original designs. So I put
Yeah.
because I put it out on Facebook and I put her Facebook the name of her Facebook page because she's also an activist. She has several different disabilities, but she's an artist. She's amazing. So if you want to wear green tomorrow, and if you're a
Yes.
friend of mine, a friend of Susie's, take a picture and
Yeah, take a picture
let
and I'll post
let
them.
let people know why you're wearing green because they're just gonna assume it's for St. Patrick's Day. Trust me, guys. And
Like they're still wearing green for
March,
St. Patrick's Day.
yeah, March, the whole month is Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month. So if you want to
Uh-huh.
wear it through the end of the month, do that. And I thank you for
Mhm.
listening to my story, and I hope
Oh,
that we can
thank
all connect
you.
another time.
Okay, thank you so much. Talk to you
Bye,
later.
everybody. Thank you.
Wasn't she just sweet? I really, really liked her a lot. I'm gonna take these off. They are pinching my ears. So I pull my hair back behind my ears because of I to for those earphones, and after a while they get a little pinchy. So I did want to say hi to you all. Um Lord Kiss Freak, good to see you. Janet from Another Planet. Davy, Heat My Shorts. Um Marilee, good to see you. Glorfindale West, good to see you. Hockeytown John, so good to see you too. Hamin Hamina, I can't even talk. I am so tongue-tied today. I don't know why. It's so good to see you. Yes, John does have a very good voice. Absolutely. So, we get a lot of that. John has the best voice. Yes, he does. Okay, let's see here. I don't want to miss anybody. I'm trying to go down through here fairly quickly. Mischief Managed is here. Um, yes, I will also pin her information in the in the replay so that if anybody comes in late and you can't see it on here because I can't figure out exactly how to get my chat to show up after it's over. But anyway, I will also put her information there. So, oh, Janet, yeah. Parkinson's is rough too. My daughter's father-in-law had Parkinson's and he had some kind of a surgery. I can't remember the name of it, but it really helped him with his where he would so he wouldn't shake so much. And he's passed away now, but he had it for years and it's just it's such a horrible um disease. But Joel, good to see you. Hope you're having a good week. I really do. Chris 10M, good to see you. After the bars, I am so glad to see you in here. We love you. We really do. You have got a bunch of fans, and I am needing to get your email address. And if you could just email me, if you're still in here, mine is butfirstcoffee_Susie Oberholtz@yahoo.com. If you could email me, and then I'll get in touch with you. And anybody that has a story that you would like to share, if you would email me, that would be absolutely great. Joel, you are right. We have a really good group. We sure do. Aw, yeah. Her name is Nicole Luongo, and she is a sweet person. I'm just really, yeah, I'm just so amazed at her strength and her just willingness to be so helpful. Oh, thank you, Davy. That's sweet. I cut my hair the other day and then I didn't like it, so I cut it some more. So it's my neck is getting cold. I was bald for so long, really like 2 years. And then now all of a sudden with my neck is uncovered, I feel cold. So it's funny, and it couldn't figure out what was going on outside, but it's my daughter's dogs are running around. Oh, going down through here. I think I've got everybody, but I just want to make sure. I just do not want to miss anyone. Smile, be happy. I don't recognize your name other than from today, but I hope you come back and see us. And anyway, the National Day is for us, I'm assuming, but the International Day or the World Day is October 6th. So, but you can do it on March 25th also. So, let's see here. My half brother, I've never met him, has cerebral palsy. From what I understand, he lives with his mom. Thankfully, she takes care of him, and she has found a good man. I can only hope he is doing well. Oh, me too. I have a friend. It was actually my sister. I have a sister that passed away. Oh, look at the green hearts. That's so amazing. Thank you. And then thank you again, Nicole, for being here. Anyway, my sister's best friend, um, she had twins, and one of them ended up having cerebral palsy. He passed away, I believe, when he was 18, but he had a very severe case of it. He was in a wheelchair. He was absolutely adorable, though. We just loved him. Everybody loved him. And his stepdad, every year for Halloween, would make some kind of a this huge contraption, different themes of whatever he wanted, right? And that would fit over his wheelchair, and he would go all over town. and, oh, he would just love it, and he couldn't talk, he could make noises and his parents could really understand him and his twin brother better than the rest of us, but, oh, we called him Sam the Man. So he was adorable, and, he I'm just so sad that he passed away because he was just one of those that would have brought so much attention to it and just done so many amazing things. So, Joel says, "As we stumble through life, we encounter folks that can teach us much about struggles that we can use to know more about others. Kindness always makes us all better people. Good to see you all." Thank you. Thank you so much, Joel, and you are correct. Aw. Oh, you're from Maryland's channel, Smile Be Happy. Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah, I think that's the surgery actually that my daughter's, father-in-law had. Absolutely. Yes, it's just they are coming up with some amazing things now, aren't they? Aw, I'm just so excited. I ordered Nicole's book, and it's supposed to get here tomorrow, so I'm excited to read that. I It's on Amazon if any of you are interested in it. So, is it Naked Desires, I think, is the name of it? But you could punch in her name. I know the name of it, and for some reason, I think that's it. Aw, I am just so happy to see all of you here. Yeah, Nicole, you need John to narrate your book. That would be something, wouldn't it? But, I don't know, that might not be the best. She might need a female. We need a female John, right? So, anyway, guys, I am gonna go, and I've got some emails I've gotta answer and just some stuff I gotta catch up on tonight, but I will probably see everybody in one chat or another, I'm sure, I'm always online, so yeah, you could cook with Hockey Town John, Nicole, that would be fun. So, anyway, but I'm gonna go. I will be back tomorrow. I'm working on a couple of pretty good stories. I'm really getting into this having interviews, and I think that everybody kinda likes to hear other people's stories too, so I'm hoping that I can do at least 1 interview per week, and I'm also looking at doing a game night, so y'all need to let me know who you would be interested in seeing come on and play a little bit of Would You Rather. So, I think that that would be, a fun game and easy, not, too hard to do. Yes. So, anyway, I'm gonna go. I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Thank you for being here. Talk to you later.